Get news updates and your Titan 13 forecast weekdays on Arrow 95.9. Now, Chief Forecaster Jerry Tabby with your latest Titan 13 forecast.
Back with you once again. If you're heading out tonight, you're wondering, well, do I need the umbrella or not?
I'd take it with me just in case, because there's a chance of a shower off and on. Big thing is tonight, though, watch the fog. That's going to start setting up in about a couple of hours, and especially the areas that had rain could get quite thick, so be real careful. Let's head then to the Panama City City Cam. Now, as we look out over the city marina, the bay, and towards the west, towards the Gulf, you can see plenty of low clouds hanging on. There's a little break trying to get going out to the west of us, but it's not going to last very long. We're stuck in this pattern here where plenty of showers and thunderstorms are lying offshore. And as we look at Titan 13 radar out of Tallahassee, you can see that band trying to expand a little bit further northward towards Gulf and Franklin County. Now, I believe the heaviest rain is over with for tonight. Just a light shower or two, maybe an isolated thunderstorm overnight. But we'll get some heavier rainfall come tomorrow afternoon especially. Let's look then at the weather computer. And as we take a look at this satellite radar combination, notice this area is starting to shrink up just a little bit. But just like last night, there's another area starting to grow south of New Orleans in that area. That will be pushing towards the north-northeast over the next, say, 24 hours or so. As the frontal system moves out of the mountains and heads towards us, finally, we'll get it cleared out of here in time for the weekend. As we head then to the weather watchers for today, the warm spot across the Panhandle, Bill Shoemaker and Chipley at 84 degrees. Jim McLeod at 79 degrees. To page 2 we go and show you the warm temperature here of 76. Kay Weed and Bluntstown and Liz McHenry and Bayou George. By the way, Liz picked up 1.5 inches of rain today, so some areas, especially in Bay County, Washington, and Holmes County, received significant rainfall, and that's good. We needed it. Wednesday, 6 a.m. through Thursday, 6 a.m. on your precision forecast. We see the frontal system now. This is the one that's going to come down into our area, scoop all that moisture out of the Gulf and send it northward, and then clear it all out as that front comes through here on a Friday now. Notice it's showing a little bit of movement as we head into tomorrow and on into Thursday, but it will slow down just a little bit before it gets to us. So we're looking at late afternoon to early evening on Friday. Here then is your Titan Skycast, the model for tonight's 6 o'clock forecast. Put this all into motion. Of course, we see a lot of showers and a lot of thunderstorms over the Gulf due to that cluster of showers and thunderstorms that we saw on the radar satellite combination. That's going to stay there basically all night. We'll just see little pieces of energy head towards the coastline. Look for the mid to upper 60s, 6 o'clock in the morning inland, lower 70s along the coast. And notice the models do have a few drops of rain in there. As we head towards 1 o'clock in the afternoon, get a little bit of heating. Now, we'll see a few more breaks in the clouds tomorrow than what we saw today. So we'll get warmer, 82, around 80 to 82 on the coast, mid-80s inland. And that'll bring in that 40% chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Tonight, then, it's going to be warm. It's going to be humid. Can't rule out the possibility of an overnight shower or thunderstorm. But especially the areas that saw rain today, there will be some fog setting up, so be a little careful. As we look at the Funiac Springs, your forecast low 67, 69 in the forecast for Marietta, 72 Destin, and Panama City forecast low for Apalachicola, 71 degrees. Tomorrow, variable cloudiness, 40% chance of thunderstorms across the board, 84 the forecast high for Panama City. We look at 83 for Apalachicola with those southeast winds. Marietta, 86 in your forecast. Southeast winds, 40% chance of thunderstorms, 86 also for the Funiac Springs. And as we look at Destin, 83 in your forecast. So a few more breaks in the clouds will produce warmer temperatures tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night, variable cloudy once again, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Around 70 the forecast low to Funiac Springs, 71 for Marietta, mid-70s along the coast. So you can see by this forecast, it's going to be warm and it's going to be humid. The next 5-day forecast, we take you through the next 3 days here, Wednesday through Friday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-80s, lows in the mid-70s, so very, very muggy out there. And as we head towards Saturday and Sunday, notice we'll clear out, but still very warm. Nighttime lows only dipping into the 60s. That's thanks to this front, which is a Pacific air origin instead of Canadian air that we had last weekend. So a warmer weekend than what we had last weekend.
And it looks like it'll clear up before the weekend.
Oh, yeah, it'd be pretty nice out there.
All right, we'll enjoy that. Thanks, Jerry.
That's good.
All right.
It's considered a major health threat for more than half of adults over 50, with 8 out of 10 cases affecting women.
Coming up Thursday, News 13 is on your side, bringing you information to protect yourself from osteoporosis.
I was 5'9", and now I'm 5'3".
Thursday at 6 on News 13. osteoporosis. It can lead to loss of bone mass and fractures. But what are the signs? Who's at risk? What can women do now that may have a big impact for decades to come? We'll show you the simple steps you can take to avoid or possibly reverse the effects of osteoporosis in this special On Your Side Women's Health Report. Thursday at 6 on News 13.
Next month, you'll decide to tax or not to tax. It's a decision in the hands of Bay County voters.
The Bay District School Board hopes to keep a half-cent sales tax funding reconstruction and development. The tax has been around for 10 years and is up for renewal. News 13's Jesse Chapin is on your side with a look at how those pennies have been used.
Cafeterias,
irregardless of their color.
classrooms,
In the United States.
just some of the things Bay County High School saved its half pennies for.
Bay High School was somewhat of an old school, and we did need a bunch of renovations done here at this high school, and that's what it took to bring us up to par with the other high schools here in the county.
Bay High School Principal Mackie Owens says his school got the most out of the tax, about $13 million for a new gym, 13 classrooms, cafeteria, even piping and roof improvements. Teachers like Cindy Fowler say they're thankful to have the funding.
The room is so much improved from the one that I started in at Bay High. I was in a classroom for 16 years that had no windows. The tiles were peeling up from the floor, and so it was not a pleasant environment for learning.
She says all area schools fix these kinds of problems with the $123 million generated by the sales tax over the past 10 years. A group called Citizens for Bay Schools, which runs this website, agrees. On the website, you can also see the school improvements for yourself by clicking on the photo gallery and having a look at projects funded by the half-cent sales tax. Plans for more projects are already in the works for high schools like Bay High, an auditorium, and more classroom improvements.
If it does not pass, then, we'll try to do the best we can with it.
It'll just take a lot longer, and in the meantime, of course, the students pay the price for that.
Bay High has over $9 million of proposed projects for the next 10 years if the tax passes. Jesse Chapin, News 13, on your side.
The vote for the half-cent sales tax is on November 6th. If you can't make it to the polls on Election Day, you do have until the end of this month to order an absentee ballot. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Honda's ATV Planet. Today's episode, Power Steering, the chase is on. The team is out to track the tough Foreman 4x4 ES, the first of its species with power steering. They spot one, and the chase is on. Power steering gives it effortless handling with no sign of fatigue. Then suddenly, it's gone. Another memorable adventure on ATV Planet.
Honda of Panama, 100 West 15th Street in Panama City.
We have light-colored tile with beige grout throughout our whole house.
Brought to you in part by the Gulf Coast Cancer Institute.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on News 13 at 10. As residents continue to demand tax relief, some state lawmakers want to see a cap on property values for all property owners. Find out what they're proposing and who's supporting the measure.
Also coming up, allergies can be very serious and sometimes even fatal, but there are also more subtle symptoms. News 13 is on your side with more on how to recognize and respond to an allergic reaction.
And weather-wise, we do have rain in the forecast all the way through Friday, about a 40% chance. Front comes through early Friday evening, starts to clear things out. The weekend, lots of sunshine showing up, highs in the mid-80s, lows in the low to mid-60s. So a great weekend, but we'll take this rain. We need every drop of it.
Yeah, I know we do. All right, thanks, Jerry.
Well, our final moments today, as always, a reminder. We always love hearing from you. If you have something to say about this broadcast or anything else that you see here on News 13, log on to WMBB.com and click on Voice of the Viewer.
Maybe you have something on your mind, a question you want to ask us, or maybe a suggestion about something you would like to see during our newscast. Write it all down and send it to us. We need your first and last name, a working email address, and the hometown in which you live. Please, we don't need a street address, just the city in which you live. And keep those comments short. We can get more in Friday nights at 10.
That's right. That's News 13 at 6. We thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you in 3.5 hours at 10.
Good night.
Hey, and Dancing with the Stars is on. They're booting somebody off tonight.
All right. Don't miss it. Check it out.
Acadian